Hey, what's up guys, Straight Line Designs here and welcome to a brand new video. Today is going to be the first tutorial on the channel of 2016, and I'm sorry for not uploading in a while, but this will sort of try and bring some videos back to you guys and get some more videos out there. But basically I'm going to be showing you a simplistic 2D logo design, how to do it in Photoshop. This is just the beginning part and how to sort of get your ideas. So over here I do have some examples that I did do earlier of designs. I'm going to make the M1 and sort of this is what you go with when you're sort of doing the designs and trying to get them down on paper before you do actually bring them into Photoshop. So let's get into it now. So it's really hard to do if you're not using symmetrical letters such as an S, what else, a B, Q, a Q sort of symmetrical, what other letters are not really symmetrical, a D, just general letters like this. I'm sure if you can't see it's that much. So general letters like this, that's really bad handwriting. But it's hard to do because like when you do this, as you can see where I've drew it here, this M, I've only done half the M, and then when I'm in Photoshop I can just do half the side and then flip it over and have it here, which is a lot easier. So as I said, let me just get rid of this piece of paper. As I said, I will be doing the letter M in this tutorial. So now what we're going to do is sort of get the M shape. Let me just sort this paper out. Here we go. So the M letter is like this. This is the M letter. You've got your M there, so you sort of get that nice, and there you go, there's your M. I'm sorry if the camera angle's not very good, but it's my first time doing a tutorial. So the M design, so you have your different types of M's. You have your pointy M, your normal M, you might have a lowercase m, a big M, or just a, like I did before, pointy M, or you might have like a half pointy, half round M. There's different types of M's you can do, as you can see that I've done right here. So basically what I normally do is generally I do draw a halfway line, like what I'm going to sort of do half of the logo off. So that'll be my halfway line, and I'll only draw on this side, and then I'll leave this side and I'll just copy it over in Photoshop. So as you see, I'll just get this piece of paper again on this M. I'm going to be sort of going for this design. It's just going to be a simple black logo. So it's going to take a few attempts to get this, and I advise using a pencil so you can rub stuff out, and using like graph paper so you can like have all the squares and stuff. It's a lot easier. Obviously I don't have that, and I'm not very good at drawing, so I'm just going to sort of have a look at this M. So you're going to try and make different M's quite a few times. So let's just draw a few middle lines that we can go off, and then let's go with some different M's. So we'll sort of draw our main like M that we would have, like, so that'll be half a logo. Look, see, that's pretty boring, it's just round. So I'm gonna sort of add some more like points into it, and then maybe like this, and then that'll be the middle of the M. And then maybe it's obviously going to make this 3D, so let's make this a bit longer than this, like this. And then obviously if you can't see very well, I will show you like this when we get towards the end. And you want to spend time on this, you want loads of like different designs. Then we're going to go down, and then maybe let's go let's go in a bit, and then let's sort of make like not a spike in, but sort of a spike in, so like this. And then let's sort of, I don't know, bring this to join up there, but a bit higher. Try not to make it too thick either, because you don't want it uneven on the picture. So I'll probably like bring that in a bit like that, get rid of that line there. And then what can we do here? Let's bring it up halfway, and let's sort of join it on an angle there. So that's basically, that's an M. And if you flip it over, it might look cool. And then the last one, let's just say we do more of like a split M. So I'll show you that one quickly. That M there, maybe we might do more of a split M, so like have the M like this, and then we'll make it like this a bit bigger, go down, and then sort of have like a in bit like this, and then join that bit up there, and then where this bit goes in, like a bit that's obviously stuck out, something like that, and then down, and then the down bit of the M like this, maybe something like that, something just really unique. So I'll show you that one right there. So obviously I'm not the best at drawing, and when I'm going to take it onto Photoshop, this is just some rough sketches I've done quite a while ago. I'm probably going to use this actual photo that I did do earlier rather than use these ones, because I'm trying to do the tutorial as fast as I can. So with these ones, I had a lot more time to draw them and like just think about them rather than doing this now, and I want to make this tutorial pretty fast. So what we're going to do now, guys, is the basic thing. You need to get a picture of this, you need to put it on your computer, and then you just need to load it up into Photoshop. So we're going to do that right now. So now we're moving over to Photoshop, which is more of the fun part of creating the 2D simplistic logo. And for this, obviously you're going to need Photoshop if you want to do it the way I'm going to show you. So let's get right into this. First of all, you need to go over to File and create a new document. Generally when I'm doing this, I'll do it in a 1280, not a 1290, a 1280 by 720. So let's put that in there. So your width for 1280, and oh god, I've done it wrong again. Your width at 1280 and your height at 720, resolution 72, color mode RGB, color 8-bit, and then your background contents white. So once you've got this, you have got your basic canvas, and you're going to need your photo that you took earlier of the logo you designed. So I've got this right here, I'm just going to drag it in, and obviously it's slanted, so it'll come in like this. If it doesn't have these bars on it, what you can tell, just press Ctrl T on this layer, and then hold Shift, and when you've got like this bit, like where it's sort of on an angle, just hold Shift and drag it around till it's flat. And then what you need to do is just rasterize the layer, right click on the layer and then just click rasterize layer, and that'll get rid of the little sort of box you have here. And then we're going to be focused on this M logo right here, so we're going to zoom in on this bit. So let's zoom right in on this M logo, this, Control T, and then just drag the out like this bit here, out holding Alt and Shift, and that'll zoom in on it and make it like the right shape and size. And then just press Enter. And then what you need to do is get your mark key tool, your rectangular mark key tool, that is just M on the keyboard, or just click right here. And then what we need to do is just basically grab this logo, so it's in this box, just so we're going to have this part of the picture left. Press Ctrl J on your keyboard, and that'll duplicate the layer that you selected, or the part you selected of the layer. And then I'm just going to hide this layer, or even delete the layer, and then get back onto my layer one. So we'll change the name of this layer to logo, or just logo drawn, so like that. And there we go. And then I'll make that a bit bigger once again, like that. And then I'm going to center this. So to center it, I do Control A on the layer, and then on the move tool you press this up here, this will center it mid, and then this will center it, so that's fully centered. Then Control D to deselect the layer. And then basically now we have our main layer, and as you can see, I haven't drawn this straight, so it's not going to be perfect. And I'm going to start laying the rulers out on the canvas. So to get your rulers, just press Ctrl R on your keyboard or window, and then rulers, I think somewhere down here. It's somewhere on here, I can't really see it at the moment. Basically just press Ctrl R on your keyboard, or on Mac I think it's Command R, and that'll bring up these rulers. And to get them in the center, just drag them slowly, and you'll feel it sort of snap when it's at the center, which I think the center's like around here. There we go, snap there. So that's the center of the canvas, and then drag them down, and then just let it snap. There's a snap. So there's the center of the canvas. So this is all centered and everything. What I generally do with this logo is try and get this line sort of lined up with the ruler line. And you see it's still not perfectly on here. Oh yeah, to zoom out as well, it's Alt and the scroll wheel, that'll zoom in and out. And then once you've done this, we're going to be using the pen tool. So you can either click this here. If it's on any of these, just put it on the normal pen tool. It's P on your keyboard to get that if you want to use shortcuts. And we're going to do the half of the logo that we have now. So to make a new layer, which you're going to draw on, you need to either press this in the bottom corner here, which will make a new layer, or you can press Ctrl Shift N if you're a shortcut person. Then just press OK. Obviously I've made my new layer, so I'm going to cancel that. So now, basically, we're just going to pen tool over this. Pen tool is a really, really good tool in Photoshop. It's going to help so much. So we're going to be going from the middle. So we're going to click around here on the line, and then we're going to hold Shift so it makes a straight line, and click on the line again and go down to about this part here. So click there. And then we're going to go to this part. We're not going to hold Shift, because I've held Shift and clicked there. It's going to make a line back up here. So I'm just going to click like this here in the point. As you can see here, if I zoom out a bit, this line's red. It just means it's on top of the ruler. Don't worry about that. You want it to be on the ruler so it's perfectly straight. And obviously I got my next point here. It's just clicking at the points. This bit of the logo I do want to be straight, however, so I'm going to go about centering down, and then click to this point and hold Shift. And see, it's a bit off the picture, but that means it's straight down. And then we just need to go round the points of the actual photo that we created. So I'm thinking that's not slant enough, so I'm going to Control Alt Z twice, and I'm going to bring this down a bit more to about here, and then I'm going to redo that bit and click. It's just all about trial and improvement, keep trying and seeing what looks good. So I'm just going to basically quickly go around this logo as quickly as possible. So this part I'm actually going to try and get this like right, so I'm going to bring another ruler onto the point here, and make sure I have to write yes, and then I'm going to hold shift from this point and go up, and then I'm going to go to this point here, and then when you're fully finished going round and you're to your last point, to reconnect all of the points, what you need to do is just go over the first like pen tool that you created, and you'll see it goes to a little circle next to the pen tool. Just click on that, and that means the layer or the mask or the pen tool path has been created. Once that, you need to make sure you clicked on your fresh layer that has nothing on, right click on the layer, go down to fill path. Once you're on fill path, generally because we're just making a simple 2D simplistic logo, I would go on use color, and then I'd click it on black. Just leave the rest as normal, and then 100%, and then all this, yeah, and then press OK, and see that made the logo or the path that I created, it filled it in black. And once you've done that, you just need to press delete. And you can see now we've got 1/2 our logo, and we can sort of get rid of this and the background by hiding the layer, and that'll get rid of the one that we draw. And now we've got this is the first half of our logo. I'm going to actually get rid of this pen tool by, not the pen tool, the ruler, by dragging that up. And then we've got this layer, and then we can press Control G on our keyboard to copy this layer. Make sure you clicked on layer 1 first, or we could just right click and duplicate layer, and then press OK, but we've already done that, so we'll delete that layer. And what we're going to do is make sure you clicked on the second layer, and then press Control C, right click and flip horizontally. And as you can see, this is flipped horizontally, and we can put it so it snaps in right perfectly in this logo. If it's not perfect, just use the arrow keys on your keyboard to get this nice and centered. So like there, that is centered now. Check the bottom that it's centered, it needs to go down one. Oh no, it needs to go up. There, I think that's center. There we go. That's perfect. And you see the logo, so that's the basic design of the logo that we have created on paper, but honestly I think that doesn't look very good in my opinion, so I'm going to make this look better. It's all about trial and improve. If you don't think something looks good, just redo it and try it again. So what I'm going to do here is get the 2 layers that I created. I'm going to click on the top layer and then the bottom layer while holding Control, and that'll select both the layers. I'm going to press Control J on my keyboard, which will duplicate the layers, and then I'm going to press Control T, making sure the 2 layers are still highlighted. Right click and flip vertically, and you can see this is flipped upside down. And now we can sort of make a cool, like you can sort of move it about, and you can have something like this. You could somewhere it just fits. So I'm going to flip that over again, flip vertically, and I'm going to sort of move it up using the arrow key on my keyboard. If that's too slow, hold Control, or not Control, hold Shift, is Shift? Yeah, it's hold Shift and just drag it up. So I'm going to do that again because I need to get that perfectly. So flip vertically, I'm going to move up my arrow keys. It's a bit slow because it's like pixel by pixel. But you see like a cool logos came out of this. But I did do one earlier before I created this tutorial, and it was sort of, I can't remember how I had it, but it sort of ended up looking really cool. So something like that looks really cool. Do you know that I was gonna say it reminds me of the Under Armour logo, but no, it's similar. But like now this sort of like creates like a new logo, and like the design somewhere that you can create are just like really cool. And like that's 2D simplistic logo, but I'm going to add more to this. So I'm going to get one of these layers, this top layer, which will be that half. I'm going to press Control G on that layer. I'm actually going to Control T on it, hold Shift, and I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees clockwise, and I'm going to drag it down. And I want something sort of how can this work? I'm trying to think how to do this. If I can sort of like Control T and again hold Shift and thin it down a bit like this, and then see where we can take it from there. So we might have something coming out the side like this. Before I actually do that, I'm going to make sure it's all centered. So apart from this layer that I've just created here, I'm going to get the rest of the layers, holding Shift, click on all these layers here. I'm going to press Control G on my keyboard to put them in a group, and I'll just name that logo. Here we go. And then we've got a layer, and then I can actually click on the group, and I can Control A to select all the layer, and I can center it using these tools at the top, and Control D to deselect. and then I'm going to get this layer here, and I'm gonna try and center it nicely. So that's obviously centered there, but I don't think it looks right. So I'm going to use my arrow keys, and I'm going to move it up so I can feel like it looks sort of nice. Like, I think it looked cool there. So this bit here is obviously covered all the black bits. I'm just going to get this layer. I'm going to use my eraser tool, which is E on the keyboard, and I'm going to change it just a normal brush with 100% hardness. As well, like when I'm changing the size of my brush here, just hold Alt and then right click and then drag side to side, and then to change the hardness up and down, which obviously we want this on 100% hardness, and make it a small enough brush so we can get inside of here. There we go. And see, it just gives a bit more to the logo. And then this, we're obviously going to have to put it on this side. So with this layer, we're going to Control J, Control T, and then flip it horizontally. And then I think we might have to flip this horizontally and vertically. No, we have to just flip this vertically. So Control C and then flip vertically. And then I might have to flip horizontally after. Oh wait, so if I Control Z there, that could sort of look cool. Then I think it gives too much to it. So I'm going to Control T again. I'm going to flip it vertically, so it's the same as that. And I'm going to drag it along. And then I Control C and then flip it vertically again. And then flip it horizontally. Oh, what? How do I get it to that? Oh wait, I'd have to rotate it, that's why. I'll rotate it 180 degrees that way. Make sure it's still nice and flaccid with the flaccid. What the hell did that word come from? Make sure it's nice and centered with this. So we're gonna obviously drag this in, make sure the top is hitting that. Drag it into a point where it is perfect, so it's going to be dragged in a lot more. But then I'm going to just make sure it's centered by just moving these about 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1, 2. Oh, that's the wrong one. Is this top one? Yes, that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's all centered now. And obviously I'm going to put these inside the logo group that I've got, and then I can center it all off like this. That's all center, nice. And you can see if you take the rulers off, or not take the rulers off, if you press Control H, that'll hide your rulers. And you see I've made sort of some weird 2D logo, and if you don't think it's nice enough, you can just mess about with it, see what you can find. Like maybe you want to use the pen tool, you want to, let me just make a duplicate of this group. Let's close the group up with Control J, drag it under the logo draw and hide it. And you don't think it's good, Control E to merge the group, and you think, oh well, I might want to do, like, this is too pointy, and you might want to like do that and take this chunk off and then just make a selection and then delete that, and you might want it like that. You'd obviously just do like half the logo and then sort of cut it, then like cut half the logo off and then just duplicate that and flip it over again, and it'd make the logo like as you want it. It's just all really about trial and improvement, and that's basically the tutorial, guys. If you did enjoy the video, I'd highly appreciate if you could drop a like on the video and subscribe for more content. If you do any more tutorials for me to do on Photoshop, just leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe if you want more tutorials. My name's been Straightline Designs. I will see you in the next video. Have a great day and goodbye.